Hello y'all. So I've played Minesweeper Variants 2 a couple times on the channel already by now, but I've never played the first one, and yeah, before I'd even started the channel I've already played through a significant amount of it, but I never actually ended up unlocking everything, so I figured I'd play through unlocking. I'm going for double plus, double exclamation mark. I think it's going to take a couple videos for me to get there, but I figured I would just go through everything that, or I just play through unlocking the stuff and, just show you what this game has to offer. I guess in anticipation for the second one coming out. Although I record these, I've been keeping my videos my recording a couple weeks ahead, so for all I know it could already be out. So anyways, this one's just standard, so a lot of my strategy for standard comes down to really just counting the number of mines that you need and just to go in areas. And the trick that usually solves a lot of puzzles and might help solve this one is a lot of the times you can take the difference between two adjacent numbers, like the 4 and 2 here, and that same difference has to be matched on these group of cells. So like this group up here needs to have 2 more than this group down here. And yeah, that sometimes can help, although in this case I could have one cell here, or I could have both of these being mines and this being a mine. Not clear enough yet. And yeah, the plus variants are generally supposed to be harder than the normal ones, which means I'm probably going to end up struggling a lot more than usual. Or than I guess I would on typical. But yeah, I really haven't played all that much plus, other than I played a couple of the original variant ones. Yeah. So one thing I see is that this is gonna break if I have a mine just down here, because then none of these are mines, and then this has to be a mine to solve that one, but then I need to have 3 mines here, which breaks the 2. So I get that. And okay, which means I don't get the same issue if I just have a mine here, because I could just have that. One of these two could be a mine. If neither of them are a mine, then I get this, which also isn't going to break. So, okay. If I get that, then I'm forced to have both of those, which is going to work fine. So, okay. Let's see. If I have a mine up here, then I need to have 2 mines down here, so this one is guaranteed to be a mine. And if I have a mine here, then this one's also guaranteed to be a mine, because I need to have a 1 mine difference. And additionally, this one can't be a mine, because if one of these two is a mine, then this is also a mine. And since I need to have a 2 mine difference between the 4 and the 2, that one's guaranteed to be a mine now. And that's might be good enough to get me through the entire puzzle, just using pretty much the same logic where you just count how many mines are in a certain area, or check for differences. And that's pretty much what gets you through most of the puzzles. Now, for the remaining ones, I just have 3 mines left. Need to have 2 in that group of cells there, so I have 1 mine here, and then that solves the 3, which gives me that. And I think I need to solve 3 of these. I need a perfect 5 of them in the end, so we're just going to go through a few more. Yeah. I'm not going to explain the stuff I find pretty pedestrian to figure out, so yeah. For this part here, since I have a 3, since this one's a 3, I know at least one of these 2 has to be a mine here. Additionally, for this 3, since I have a 1 here, only one of these 2 can be a mine, so at least one of these needs to be a mine, which means neither of these are mines, and also that one of these 2 is a mine, because I can only have 1 mine here for the 2. So I get all of that. And I get both of these up here being mine for the 3. One of these 2 is a mine for this difference here, which means I know that I can't have a mine here, since that would mean there would be 2 along this line, which breaks. Something in there. One of these 2 is a mine. One of these 2 is a mine for the 2 here, which means I need to have a mine here and no mine here. So I get both of those. And I need to have at least 2 mines up here. Potentially 3. Maybe. Maybe 3 if this one's a mine as well. And I have 1 mine here, and a second one here to make the difference on the 4, which is going to solve the 2 there, and that 5 is solvable, so both of these are mines. Then I have 1 mine in these 2, and 1 mine in these 2, which means I can get the rest of the puzzle solved. Okay. I need to have a minimum of 2 mines here, which means I need a minimum of 1 mine here, and I have a maximum of 1 mine here, which means I have 2 mines there. So I can get all of that, solve the 0, and okay, I need 1 mine at least in one of these 2, and I need 1 mine in one of these 2, which is going to solve the 2 and gives me my second mine for this 4 up here. And I need 1 mine there for the 2-1 difference. I know I have a mine over here, so this can't be a mine, so I can solve the 3. I need both of these to be mines to keep the number of mines on each side of the 3 the same, on each of those 2 3s the same, and that lets me solve the puzzle. I'm going to just need to do 2 more of these, and I'm going to probably pick up the pace. Let's see. So if I have a mine here, then I need to have 1 mine in these 2, so none of these are mines, which is going to break the 5 down here, so I get no mine here. And let's see. I know that one of these 2 needs to be a mine and one of these 2 needs to be a mine, so I can get a lot of other things figured out. Let's see. Okay. One of these 2 is a mine, so one of these 2 is a mine as well, which is going to let me solve a lot of things. Might be enough actually to finish the puzzle. Okay, so I have 1 mine left, which must be attached to that 3, and there we go. So for the final one, okay. For this 5, well, actually, no, this is a mine and this isn't a mine. One of these 2 is a mine here, as well as, let's see, one of these 2 is a mine, just guaranteed. Does that help? I think I can break the 4 if all 3 of these are mines, actually. Yeah, okay. So both of these are mines, and one of this group here is a mine, because I have at least 1 mine here, and I either have a mine here, in which case one of these 2 is a mine, or I have a second mine here, in which case one of those 2 is. So either way I get that, and for this one, the other mine can't go here, and to maintain the difference I can determine that the mine's not there, so one of those 3 is a mine, and maybe I have to actually count mine numbers. Well, I can actually mark both of those as non-mines, since I either have 2 mines here, or 1 mine here and 1 mine here. Based on this 3 and the fact I need to have at least 1 mine here, I know I only have 1 mine here. And, okay, that might, yeah, that was enough to solve that puzzle. So, okay, we're going to jump on to, I'm just going to do more variants, or more vanilla, I guess. Although they're probably going to get a bit trickier as I go further. This one here can't be a mine because it would break that 3. Okay. If this isn't a mine, then I have 1 mine here, but that's not gonna help. If this is a mine, then I get this, which breaks, so I can get that there, which means neither of these are mines, so I can get both of these, and one of, no, there doesn't necessarily need to be one of those 2 being a mines, actually. Okay, there's 2 mines here, there are 2 mines here, which means these remaining 4 must all be mines. There we go. Okay. So, that's just a standard difference there. Okay. So, let's see. I'm focusing on this 5 here to see if I can find a way to make it broken, because the 5 only has one spot out of the remaining ones that can't be a mine, and that might be the best way I have to break it, or to solve the puzzle, is to do that. Well, I actually know there can be at most 2 of these filled, because there's only 2 on the other side to be filled, so I can actually just get that. And I can only have at most 1 here, because I can have at most 2 here, and I need to have a difference of 1. So I have 1 here, and 1 here, and then both of these need to be mines. And I can only have at most 1 mine up here, and I need to have 1 mine at least here for this 3, so I have just 1 mine total over here. There's 1 mine here, so 1 is over there, and that 5 is just solvable. And okay. I just have 1 mine left, which has to go here to solve the puzzle. So let's just move on to the next one. I know I need to have at least 1 mine here, but I can only have 1 mine total amongst these top 3, so there's 1 mine total here. This 4 is solved, which means one of these two is a mine, one of these 2 is a mine, and one of these 3 is a mine. Although that's not super helpful at the moment, so I'm not going to keep it around. One of these 3 is a mine for this 2, but I also know only one of these 2 can be a mine for that one, or one of those has to be a mine. For this row, 1 mine here, 1 mine here, 1 mine here, which also means 1 mine up there. So I can get that, and this, and here. Okay. And there's just 2 left, and I need to have 2 around that 6, so there we go. Now I'll just do 2 more of these as well, just to make sure I get enough of them done. This one here is going to break the 3, since all of those would not be able to be mines. Same thing for this one, because of the one that's also here, or the newly revealed one, I guess. But yeah. Okay, one of these 2 is a mine. Let's see. I don't think both of these can. If both of these are mine, then the 3 is going to break. So this has to be a mine. And now I have 5 mines left. 2 here, 1 here, 1 here. So this one. Oh, there was a top corner as well. Whoops. Just going to real quick go back there. We're going to try again and find the actual logic from that, which means I'm just going to click on the things that get pretty much immediately solved. Okay. Now we're back. If there's a mine up here, both of these 2 are mines, and if there is not a mine up here, then this is a mine, one of these 2 is a mine, which means neither of these are mines. And that also just tells me which case it is from this one. And there we go, that was what I was actually supposed to do. So, yeah. Okay. At least one of these 2 is a mine, since only one of these 2 could be a mine. And at most one of these 3 is a mine, so I just get no mine here, no mine here. And there we go. Let's see. If I have a mine here, then that's gonna force this to be the solution, which is fine. If I don't have a mine here, or, well, I guess to be more accurate, if any of these 3 are missing a mine, then I get 3 mines here, which is going to break this 3, since there can only be 2 mines there because of the 2 here. Therefore, all 3 of these are mines. One of these 2 is a mine, 2 of these 3 are a mine, and neither of the ones up top are mines. And then I know there's 2 mines here as well. And now this 5 is solved. There's 1 mine here, so that one's a mine. And okay, that might be enough actually to give me the puzzle. Yes, it is. Alright, so now we're just going to go on to 8x8s, and I need to get through 10 of these, right? Yeah, because I needed the perfect 5 of those. But to unlock double hashtag vanilla mode, I need to get through 10 of these, so let's just do that. And based on how long it's taking me just to do this, I might be ending up doing a variant or two total per video. But we will see. Okay. So, if I have a mine here, then I need to have one mine here, so I can't have a mine there, which breaks the 2 up top, so I get that. Yeah, these large ones are going to be a bit trickier. Okay, can I get a similar issue here? Yes, I can. So neither of these can be mines. And I don't think I can get the same exact issue again, but we will see. No, that's not going to work now because I can just have... Yeah, no, that doesn't solve my issue. If I have a mine here, then I get that. If I have one here, then I get this. And if either of these ones down here are a mine, then I'm going to get one mine out of these two. So I still get the same situation. Can this one here ever be a mine? Then since only one of these two can be a mine, it breaks. So no, it cannot. And that might have been enough of a break-in actually to get me the whole puzzle. We will see. It's looking a lot more likely than when I initially just said it, but yeah, no. That was enough for me just to get the whole puzzle. Great. Okay. So, down here, only one of these two can be a mine, so I get this. One of these two can be a mine, only, because I have one mine down here. Only one of these two can be a mine, because that's all that's left around that 3. Okay, this one here is already solved. And, okay. Let's see, what can I actually do now? If all 3 of these are mines, does that cause issues? I don't think so. What if this one here is just a mine? Then I get this. So then I get all of these. Okay, that one does break it. Because I would need to have 4 mines around that. This 3 here. Okay. I can only have 1 mine up here. So if I am missing a mine here as well, then I get this, where I'm only going to have 4 mines around the 5, which is going to break the 5, so I have a mine up here. If I have, well, if I'm missing this mine, then I'm going to run into the same issue. So this one's also a mine, which means that I need 1 mine over here to balance this 3-4. And I don't think I can do anything else there at the moment. If I have a mine here, then I'm going to get both of these are mines, which will break the 5, so I can't do that. If I'm missing a mine here, I'm going to hit the same exact issue. So, okay. Now I have 2 cases. I either have a mine up here, in which case I'm going to have mines like this, or I have a mine here, in which case I'm still going to need this mine, so this one's always a mine. Okay. I have 13 mines left, so nowhere near close enough to actually start being able to count out mine numbers, hopefully. Because if I do, that's going to be terrible, to say the least. Yeah, no, just awful. But we will see if it comes down to that. if I have a mine here, everything breaks actually. So it's, yeah, I was just missing the one logic I had figured out earlier. Okay. So now I need to have at least one mine here, and from this 4 I have at most one mine there, so I just have one mine there. I have 2 up here, which is going to give me all of this. And that's going to be enough to solve the puzzle, actually. Yep. Okay. Now I just need to get more serious about doing these, because I just glanced at my time, and that last one took more time than I wanted it to, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, one of these two has to be a mine here. Let's see. If I have a mine here, then neither of these are mines, and this one isn't a mine, because I need to have at least one mine up here as well, so that's going to break. And I think with the inclusion of that 3, I can break this, yeah, the exact same way again from there. Or, well, slightly differently, but pretty much the same. Okay. So, now I can really break things. If the 4 needs both of these to be mines, then that's going to break the 5, because I need to have 2 mines down here. Therefore, all 3 of these need to be mines. Now then, since there's a mine out here, there needs to be a mine over here, and I also need one mine here, so none of these are mines. And that also means this one isn't a mine. Which means I need one mine here and one mine here, so all of these are mines, neither of those are. There's one mine between these two, so I get 2 mines here and 2 there. Okay, I can solve that, which is going to give me this solved, and that's going to be enough to solve the whole thing, actually, since I just have now 1 mine left to put in. Okay, I have 1 mine up here, which means none over there. Neither of these are mines. 1 here, and okay. I can only have 1 up here, so I get that. And actually that 3 was solvable anyways, but that's besides the point. Okay, so now I've hit the first stumbling point. If I have a mine here, then I can only have 1 here and 1 here, so then I need all 3 of these to be mines, which doesn't break anything. Yeah, that doesn't break anything, but if I have this, that does break things for the 3 up here. So one of these 2 is a mine. And if I am missing a mine here, then I have one of these 2 as a mine, and all of these are mines, which is going to break the 3 the exact same way the other thing did, so that's a mine as well. Which means I have 1 mine here. If, let's see, if my other mine missing is, well, if I have a mine here, then one of these 2 is missing, and I break the 3 the exact same way again. So, yeah. Okay. Can I have a mine here now? Then, if I have 1 mine on each of these, both of these 2 are mines, which breaks the 3. And if I have 2 mines here, then one of these 2 is a mine still, which breaks the 3. So I can't have a mine here, and for the exact same reason I could have determined I didn't have 1 up there, but there was already a 2 there, so it didn't matter. Okay. Neither of those are mines. Then I'm gonna get this. And at this point, the puzzle's done. So we're gonna move on to the next one. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to probably be content for this video of just solving, or just doing the vanilla mode. Because, yeah, it's just, they take a while for me to actually solve them. Although, I say that, but this one I haven't even found anything worth mentioning so far in my solve. So, yeah. And I say that, but I just hit an area where I think I'm actually going to have to think things through. I know I need to have at least one here, and at most I have 2 here. Let's see, I need to have 3 amongst that. So this one actually might require a bit of thought just right at the end. So I need to have 4 mines here, and I need to have 3 mines here, and 1 here, which means in the remaining cells I need to have 3 more mines, but of course I don't have a great way of figuring out how many mines are necessary left to solve both of those, so I'm going to scrap that. If I have this situation, does that cause anything to fail? Yeah, it breaks the 4. So there's a mine here, which means I have 2 mines along this edge. So that situation there will break the 6. And that means that my 4 is solved just by this mine down here. And that might be enough. That might have been it. Just good old-fashioned brute force find the correct spot to look at, which is unfortunately something that happens sometimes. There I just did a standard thing of knowing there had to be at least 1 mine here and I could have a maximum of 1 amongst those. So yeah, just standard tricks, and the more of these I solve, the less I feel that I should need to mention them anymore. And yeah, maximum of 1 there. So I get that, which is going to solve me a lot of the puzzle. Or a portion of the puzzle, not a lot actually. So I have 1 mine amongst these 3. I don't think that's good enough to tell me anything yet. Unless, if that one, yeah, that one does break things, because I can have 1 mine here, 1 mine here. So then 2 here, none there. Okay. And since I had to be a mine in one of those 2, I can get this. If I have a mine here, then I get all of this, which doesn't break the 1. Okay, what if I try this? Okay, this is going to break the 4 over here, so there we go. And I need to have 1 mine there. If I have a mine here, then I get this. Just forced. And if I have a mine here instead, then I get still that, which means there's also always a mine up there. Okay, this one here corresponds to that, and this mine here is going to just correspond to that not happening, or to a mine here instead. Okay. I have 11 mines left, so if I don't have to go to counting, I'm going to avoid it as long as humanly possible. I think this might be my next wait. Yeah, that also breaks, so I get that. Okay. I might have to go to counting here, actually. As much as it pains me to say it. Maybe. I'm just gonna see if this breaks, because, like, it might. It's shown up a lot of the time that the puzzle has broken. Although, in this case, it does not seem to break anything. What if I instead have it here? That does break, okay. Which is going to get me all of that. Both of these. And, okay. Oh, there has to be one mine over here and one mine over here. So I just need to determine those two, and I'm done with that one. So now I just have 4 more of these to hopefully speed through. But we will see. There's one mine amongst these, so there has to be one amongst that, which isn't actually helpful at all. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Now I'm actually doing something. 2 up here, 1 here, so I'm done there. Okay. There has to be at least 1 mine here and at least 1 mine here, so there's 1 mine here and 1 here. Which is going to give me, maybe a better amount of stuff than I anticipated. Okay, there's 1 mine up here, so both of those are mines. And I can get that as well. Which, yeah, that might be enough to solve the puzzle completely, actually. Yeah, okay. There we go. Need to have at least 1 here, so I get that. And let's see. There's 1 mine here, which means minimum of 1 here, which means maximum of 1 here. So, yeah. Just gonna get, that has to be the case, since the 4 down here was forced to be that afterwards. Okay, this one, that might have been the main thing to figure out. So I might have just gotten lucky for looking at the right thing first, or spotting it. 1 mine here, 1 mine in these 2, and 1 mine in these 2. And I misclicked. Or, I guess I miscounted in this case, actually, so whoops. What did I start with? Started down here, although that didn't actually turn out to be consequential. Let's see. Minimum of 1 here, maximum of 1 there. And that was it. Then I get this, I can solve that 5, and I can just solve a lot of these to make sure I don't make the same mistake again. I'm actually going to solve the things just by clicking them so I don't just mess up. Okay. Here we go. That's better. Okay. This one might actually have a tougher start looking at it. Well, 2 mines here. So, if I have my 3rd one here, that's going to break the 4. So now I know that there are 2 mines here as well, which means I must have 1 overlap mine, and I get that. There we go. Now I get this, and then if I have, how do I want to break this? If I am missing a, I don't think there is a good way to break it actually at the moment. Yeah, no, I can't see a great way to force it to not work at the moment, so I'm going to go, well, this 5 was actually solved at the beginning of the puzzle, so if I noticed that, that would have made things a bit easier. Oh well. Actually, I don't think it would have changed much of anything. Okay, now there might actually be a way to force this to break. If I have this, that's not going to break. Is there a good way to make this break still? Or at all? If I'm missing this one, then I'm just forced to have this. If I'm missing this one, then I'm still forced to have that one. And if I'm missing this one, then I could potentially actually Okay, I think I have to do mine counting. So there's 2 here, there are 5 here, which means there's 5 remaining for the 5 remaining spots. Alright, so now I know one of these 2 is missing, so I can mark the rest of them in, and that's going to give me the rest of the puzzle. There we go. Okay, we're on the final frontier now. One here. One of these 2 is a mine at max, but also at least one of them needed to be, so I got that logic done from that. Okay, so now, how do I want to proceed here, actually? Well, if I'm missing this, then I'm going to get this, which breaks the 2, so I get that. And now, I only can have one of these 2 of mine, one of these 2 of mine, so I'm going to get both of those actually solved. And that might have actually been enough to solve the puzzle again. But we will see. It was not. Much to my chagrin. I think that one being a 1 is going to break things. I think the 1 being any of the ones that is not involved with this 5 here or this 2 here is going to break. And just to check that, I'm going to make all these non-mines. Yeah, okay. So, can't be any of these 3. And that's going to actually give me the puzzle. So, there we go. I have, I guess, double hashtag for specifically that one. So, yeah, I guess next time when we're back, I'll do one of these other ones. Who knows? Probably quad. See you.